Hello YouTube, Eddie Bones 13 back with another knife review. I've had this one for a little while now. I want to say 3 weeks to a month. And you know, honestly, it's another Kizer knife, and I got it in hopes that it had a ball bearing pivot, and it doesn't. It hits on washers. So you know, it hasn't really quite broken yet, but I haven't really had the chance to break it in. I've had a chance to break it, so to say. If you look at that pivot, it's kind of rough looking. There's really no way to adjust this pivot except for to like make some kind of flathead type tool, which I ground down a regular flathead and kind of made a little makeshift tool. And in the meantime, trying to figure out everything, you can see the kind of damage I did to this pivot head here. Scratched it. I'm not really too worried about this because I bought this to be an everyday user and not really a show knife or nothing, being that it was only about 150 bucks. I know that sounds like a lot, but with the things that this knife comes with, the materials and stuff, it's really not that bad. So yeah, so this is going to be a review because I have used it slightly. Haven't had a chance to break it in, but let's go ahead and get on with the specifications, and we'll go with my impressions, and then I'll rate it from a 0 to 5 like I normally do. So what you have here is the Kizer Panthura, and the model number is KI4443TI1. And basically what you're looking at here is an all titanium flipper. Again, it runs on washers and not ball bearings. You have a closed length of 4.75 inches. Well, let's kind of do a couple close-ups of this handle. Again, don't pay attention to this ugly pivot that I beat up here. I did figure out a way to adjust it now, but it was already too late after I tried every other thing but the right thing. But I really love the ridges in this. I love how you can see the mill lines in between these cuts that they did in here. It's just kind of a rocky, sort of Anzo-ish pattern, I guess, if you will. It's got some high polished screws on there. Really nice screws, Torx bit screws. And you can just kind of see that it's just a really nice gray titanium handle. Go ahead and flip it to the back. It does have a hinder lock bar stabilizer. A nice blue titanium pocket clip, which I really love. It's just that pop of color that I think all knives deserve. And it is set on not a backspacer, but some barrel washers, and they're really nice as well. Nice detail on these. So yeah, you're looking at a closed length, like I said, of 4.75 inches. Go ahead and open this bad boy up. It's really smooth. It's very, very smooth, this knife. Very smooth. It's just tight. I have it tightened down to where there's no blade play up, down, side to side. I probably could go a little looser, but as you can see, it just won't free fall. I mean, it sort of does, but you got to give it a lot of good shakes. But it does open quite nicely and quite swiftly. So let's see. Let me see if I can back out a little here. So you are looking at a blade length of 3.5 inches, and this is the star of the show to me, is this blade. I absolutely am in love with it. I love the thumb stud. It doesn't hurt by any means. It's not sharp, but the attention to detail on this thumb stud just is outstanding. It is a dual thumb stud for left and right carry. You can see right there the Kizer logo, S35V in blade steel on this. Nice stonewash blade, nice even grind. If my light was a little better, I could show you that there. There you go. Razor sharp blade. I love this blade. I love how it's got this grind that comes up, and then it's got this very predominant swedge, and it kind of comes up to almost a harpoon and then comes down with that swedge right there. It's just an absolutely gorgeous blade. And let's get a couple close-ups of this blade and the gorgeous stonewashing they did, and how sharp this blade really is. You can tell just by looking at it. Go ahead and flip it over. This is in collaboration with Tomcat Knives. There's the item number again, or the model number again. Tomcat Knives logo on the back. Designed in the USA, Tomcat Knives obviously, but obviously Kizer is a China company, so Again, there's another look at the blade grind, and the sharpness is razor sharp. Razor sharp. And like I said, I have done some cutting with this, and it's not showing any marks. The blade is still very sharp. It's true S35E and at its finest. So yeah, 3.5 inches on the blade length, and that gives you a total of 8.25 inches on the whole knife. Okay. Let's see what other specifications I can run by you. You have a blade thickness of 0.13, and you can see how nice and thick this blade stock is. It's really nice, and it tapers off with that swedge and gets down to a predominant point, and it would be good for piercing because of this kind of modified tanto, I guess you'd call it, or some sort of like drop point with some belly, I guess. I'm not really sure what you'd call this blade style, and they may say, I'm just not really sure. In fact, let me look here if I have it in my notes. You know, it doesn't really say. So oh, it's a clip point. I'm sorry, I did write that down in my notes. So it is a clip point. I should have known that by looking at it. It is a clip point, but to me it's more like a modified tanto, and you know, but without the point and then the harsh angle there. But it is a clip point, and it's very nice looking. So 8.25 inches overall. And you're looking at a blade hardness of 50 to 60 or 58 to 60 on the Rockwell. It is a flat grind, as you can tell, and it's a gorgeous grind. I love it. And what else do we got here? Handle thickness of 0.44 inches, so it's nice and thin, but not too thin. It sits really nice in the pocket. Let's get a close-up of these backspacers here. They're really nice and polished, and it does have 3 contact points here, and then the pivot. The jimping is kind of subtle. You can see it in there. If I can get it focused. Let's focus here. There we go. So you can see it's very subtle. And it kind of sits down flush with the knife, but it does give you enough jimping when you're in this grip to actually to be effective. And the handle is very ergonomic, as you can tell. It's got this big finger choil here. It comes down, and then the rest of your fingers fit nicely back here, and your middle finger kind of sits where they made it there, front finger here, and the 2 pinkies in the back. And it's a really nice grip. I mean, the comfortable factor on this knife is amongst no other. It just feels absolutely phenomenal. Very comfortable knife in the hand. So I give that a 10 all the way if I were rating this a 10. It's very comfortable, and you can see they kind of recess this out here a little bit so you could actually get to that frame lock there. It is a frame lock. Got a nice big cutout here. Still very thick titanium slabs. The only thing this is missing is a lock bar insert, but I'm yet to have any lock stick on this knife. And you can tell lockup is a good 30% or so, I'd say. And just great lockup, no lock stick. The geometry of the lock face there isn't too steep, so I don't really see this going over too much. Or it's steep just enough to stop it from going over, but again, it's only half engaged onto the lock bar, but very solid. So if this is going to walk or stick, I don't think it's going to do it by much. So very easy to disengage this lock bar. Centering, perfectly centered right down the middle, and you could see the way the blade, how thick it is, how it sits into that handle, just snug, and it is perfectly centered. I mean, you couldn't get no better. Again, you are paying $150 for this knife, so you would expect some good centering, but it is centered all the way through. And I got to tell you, the fit and finish of this knife is fantastic. I wish they would have done away with this pivot here and put a normal pivot, but I love how they made this one flat and flush with the knife. It looks absolutely gorgeous. This is a one-sided pocket carry only, right side, and it is a tip up or tip down carry, as you can see. Action very smooth, like I said. Any more specs I can tell you? Weight 4.3 ounces, so really lightweight. There's no milling, obviously it's all titanium. They didn't do no milling inside of here whatsoever, but the knife itself, just, you know, 4.3 is a good weight for a larger knife like this. So I'm really excited about this knife, and can't wait to use this. Can't wait to use this in my everyday rotation. So it's going to be very nice, and like I said, I have already started to use this in my rotation, just not as much as I'd like to. So and I'm sure it's going to break in. It does sit on bronze washers, as you can see through there, so I know it's going to break in nice. The flipping action, like I said, is phenomenal, and it's very smooth. It just doesn't free fall yet, the blade, like I'd like it to. So, but again, that doesn't matter to me on a knife like this. You can tell the action is phenomenal. You can open it pretty much, well, I'd say pretty much in every position. There you go. Try not to hit my table there, but so it's a very nice knife. That's pretty much it with all the specifications. Let's again just kind of go over the looks of this real quick. Nice blue titanium pocket clip, lock bar stabilizer. Love the thumb studs on this. The attention to detail is there. The shape of the knife, the roundness of the back, the spine of the knife is awesome, and the comfortability, if that's a word, that is awesome. I mean, this fits so well in the hand. You can kind of choke up on it, get your thumb way up here for them fine cuts, and it's just very comfortable, and you get a lot of blade with this knife. They don't spare any. There's no choils or nothing like that. I really wish there was a little sharpening kind of choil here, so this might be sort of a challenge to sharpen, but we'll see. But other than that, it's awesome. The sharpening is perfect. Let's see if we can get a close-up on that. See that point there? I mean, there's really no, it's not off too much there. They did a good job. So my overall impressions, if I haven't already said, is, you know, there's some things I love and some things I don't like. Obviously the pivot I don't like. As you can tell, I've already damaged it pretty badly, but not ruined it, if that makes sense. I have taken the knife apart. It does come with a ceramic detent, as you can see right there, and that kind of helps in making this knife just smooth. I mean, it is so smooth. And it just is a joy to flip, and the smoothness of this knife is amongst no other. And with other Kizer knives that I've had, their washer knives break in very nice, almost just like ball bearings. Like I said, the flipping action is there, so I'm not worried about this not breaking in. I'm pretty sure it's going to quite well. So yeah, so I would give this probably a 4 out of 5. There's a few things I would change, but other than that, I think it's a wonderful knife. The pocket clip is very nice. I don't really like how high it comes up, but it hasn't really shown too much of a problem yet. And it is a big opening here for your pocket, so it is going to sit fairly deep, and you do have these screws to aid in removing the knife from your pocket. So yeah, there's really not much more to say about the Kizer Panthura, except for, like I always tell you guys, get out and get you one, give it a shot, see what you think. Centering dead on, lock up nice, very smooth, and quality materials. So, you know, really not much more to say. I'm going to keep it short. I can tell you that it is worth the $150. If you can make you a tool that is going to adjust this right away without damaging it like I did. Other than that, yeah, get out and get you one. And like I tell everybody every time I make a video, please like and subscribe, and YouTube, stay sharp. Eddie Bones 13 out.